Forget everything you thought you knew. Welcome to a journey through the strangest, deadliest, and most unbelievable truths on our planet. This video is a roller coaster of the planet's most unbelievable truths. Friend, the world is stranger than fiction. On average, a person only sleeps for about 8 hours a day, but can you ever sleep for years at a time? Yes, I know you could never do that. But did you know that there are animals in this world that sleep like that for years on end? Those are the snails we all know. Always snails need a moist environment to survive. That way, snails can remain dormant for up to 3 years when the weather isn't right for them. They migrate to humid places to escape the cold and summer. So how do snails stay inactive for years without eating or drinking? The reason for this is the snail's metabolism. They have one of the slowest metabolisms on Earth. When times get tough, snails slow their heartbeat, breathing, and energy use almost to zero, and seal themselves inside their shells. By using stored fat super slowly, they can live for months or even years without eating. If you think that this seemingly gigantic rock in Namibia is just a rock, you're wrong. And guess what? Nobody knew it existed until 1920, when a farmer plowing his field hit something so hard it stopped his oxen. When they dug it out, they found a giant metallic rock. It is the largest meteorite ever found on Earth. It is also the largest naturally occurring piece of iron on Earth. This massive metal block crashed into our planet almost 80,000 years ago. And it's still sitting at the exact spot where it landed. Not moved, not relocated, just waiting. This meteorite is enormous, 9 feet long, 9 feet wide, and about 3 meters thick. And its weight, a mind-blowing 60 tons. That's heavier than 10 full-grown elephants. Its name is Hoba? Made almost entirely of iron and nickel, Hoba is a solid metal monster. But here's the mystery. Meteorites this huge normally create massive craters. But Hoba didn't? Why? Because this meteorite is strangely flat, like a giant iron pancake. Scientists believe its shape slowed it down during entry. Its unusual, flat shape may have contributed to a low-angle entry into the atmosphere, which slowed it down and prevented the formation of a large impact crater. As humans, we all dream a lot when we sleep, but have you ever seen a dream you wake up? Some people may not understand this, but others may have experienced it. This is called a false awakening. A dream so realistic, you think you are awake. What happens during a false awakening? You might experience the sensation of fully waking up, getting out of bed, or going through your normal morning activities, but you are actually still asleep and dreaming. The dream can be very realistic, sometimes even feeling like a dream within a dream. After realizing it was a false awakening, you might either wake up for real or continue to dream. Why it feels so real? During REM sleep, the parts of your brain that handle sensory input and memory are active. Your brain can recreate your bedroom, your phone screen, even the feel of walking around. That's why when it happens, it's almost impossible to tell it's not real. So what you're seeing here is the most dangerous tree species ever discovered in the world, called the Manchineel. The Manchineel tree, also known as the Tree of Death, is renowned as the most dangerous tree in the world by the Guinness World Records due to the extreme toxicity of every part of the plant. It is native to coastal areas of Florida, the Caribbean islands, Mexico, and northern South America. All parts of the Manchineel tree contain a potent toxin called phorbol. The milky white sap present in the leaves, bark, and fruit causes painful burn like blisters, inflammation, and dermatitis with mere skin contact. Please don't run under this tree if it rains. Standing under the tree during rain can cause blistering as raindrops carry diluted sap. Don't go and burn this tree thinking that you are teaching it a good lesson. Burning the wood is extremely hazardous, as the smoke can cause severe eye inflammation and temporary blindness, as well as skin irritation. The secret behind Roman buildings that refuse to die. It's unbelievable, isn't it? Even after invasions, storms, earthquakes, and 2,000 years, many Roman structures are still standing strong, almost untouched. But why? A team of researchers at the University of California finally cracked the mystery. And even they were shocked by what they found. The concrete mixture used by the ancient Romans to construct their buildings is known as Roman concrete. So they discover that the ancient Romans mixed volcanic ash to create Roman concrete. They also make sure to mix salt water into this concrete mixture. Even they added slaked lime. So when all of this is mixed together, it forms an extremely rare mineral called aluminum tobermorite, and its specialty is that it gets stronger over time. It actually gets stronger as it ages. That means Roman concrete heals itself, grows tougher with time, and survives places where modern concrete would crumble, especially in seawater. You've probably heard that viruses and bacteria are some of the deadliest enemies of the human body. From the common flu to the virus that changed the world, COVID-19 viruses have become terrifyingly familiar to us. But here's something that sounds almost impossible. But did you know that although many animals, including humans, become ill from viral diseases, there are also species of animals in this world that do not get sick from viruses? So in this way, bats are a species of animals that do not get sick from most viral diseases. Yes, bats carry some of the most dangerous viruses known to science, yet they rarely suffer from them. So how is this possible? According to scientific research, bats possess an extraordinary number of genes designed specifically for antiviral defense. Their immune systems are always on high alert, stopping viruses before they can cause serious damage. However, bats have a hard time dealing with the rabies virus. And Thomas, a professor of microbiology at Boston University, says that bats occasionally contract rabies, but the virus rarely kills them. They often carry the virus and live on. Believe me, those little boxes you see are not houses. Imagine a city with no noise, no traffic, no crowds. Only millions of silent stories. Welcome to Wadi Al-Salam, the Valley of Peace, the largest cemetery on Earth, so massive it can be seen from space. In Najaf, Iraq, lies a land larger than 1,400 acres. That's bigger than 1,000 football fields combined. But here's the part that blows people's minds. This place isn't just a cemetery. It's a 14 centuries old city of the dead, holding tens of millions of bodies and still growing every day. Did you know that the fastest moving object in the world created by man is a manhole cover? It's hard to believe when you hear it. This is the insane true story of the Pascal-B test, the nuclear experiment that created one of the biggest scientific mysteries of the Cold War. In 1957, deep in the Nevada desert, the United States was running a huge nuclear test series called Operation Plum Bob. One of these tests, Pascal-B, was designed to study what happens when you detonate a nuclear bomb underground. So, scientists dug a deep shaft, dropped a small nuclear device inside, and sealed the top with a massive steel plate, basically a giant manhole cover. The manhole cover was 4 inches thick and weighed about half a ton. On August 27th, the bomb exploded. But it didn't just explode. It created a blast wave racing up the shaft like a rocket engine. When that shock wave hit the steel plate on top, boom! It launched the cover straight upward at a speed scientists didn't even think was possible. High-speed cameras tried to capture it. They only caught one blurry frame before the plate disappeared forever. Physicist Dr. Robert Brownlee, who worked on the test, calculated something shocking. The steel plate might have flown upward at 125,000 miles per hour, That's 6 times faster than Earth's escape velocity. In simple terms, if that number is correct, the manhole cover didn't just fly, it escaped the planet. But many scientists believe it vaporized instantly from the extreme heat and friction. But others say, if even a small chunk survived, it might still be drifting somewhere in space right now.